Hello everybody, this is Barrett Matthews of E2E Systems and welcome to the Employee to Entrepreneur Systematic Success Blueprint. Today we're going to talk about how you can become a goal getter and not a goal setter. We want to get you from sitting there writing things down all day long or thinking about it and talking about it to actually taking action. So get your pen and paper ready, get your workbook ready. We're going to get you on track to being a successful business owner. How does that sound? I hope you like that. Because what we want to do is evaluate all your objectives and make sure that they are on track. So how do we get you on a path to profits? Well, very simple. You got to go get it. You got to take action. You got to go get it. Action is not just a word. It is something you have to do. It's a verb. I always tell everyone, action is a verb. You actually have to do it. You have to do something with it. So we want to make sure that you guys are getting up off your assets and taking action, all right? Now, I want to tell you a little story and ask you a question. You see this here? This is a log. Just a log. And you got a little frog here. Oh, that's a frog. It looks like a frog to me. How about that? Then you got another frog here. And you got another frog. 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 You see where I'm going? We got a whole bunch of frogs here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 frogs. There's little webbed feet here. And they're just sitting on this log. And they're just sitting on this log, just chilling, just talking to each other, just as the frogs do, right? And there's a little water right beneath this log. Well, guess what? You got 10 frogs sitting on the log here. 5 of the frogs decide they're going to jump in the water. We're just doing some simple arithmetic here, guys. Just simple arithmetic. You got 10 frogs, and 5 decide they're going to jump into the water. Well, how many frogs do you have left? 5, right? No, you have 10 because 5 decided to jump, but they didn't actually take action. They didn't take action. So they only said they're going to do it. Now, how does that relate to you and your business? How many times have you said, I'm going to do this for my business. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to leave my job and start that business. I'm going to take my business to another level. I'm going to invest in my business. I'm going to hire a coach. I'm going to. Or I need to. I want to. I know I should. I got to. But you're not doing it. You're not taking action. At what point are you going to be sick and tired of being where you are? At what point are you going to step out of that little clouded world that you live in and take action? Oh, it's getting real now, folks. It's getting real. When are you going to take action to become a goal getter and not a goal setter? So many people have such delusions of grandeur about being an entrepreneur, but they aren't doing anything about it. I'm encouraging you to get off your tuchus and go do it. You see, there are goals and there are objectives. Now, I want you to go get your goals, but understand something about your goals. They're not as urgent as your objectives right now. What do I mean by that? You see, goals are what you consider long-term aims that you want to accomplish. Now, is there anything wrong with goals? Heck no. You should have goals. Let me make sure I make that clear. A goal is a long-term aim that you want to accomplish. That's a long-term aim that you want to accomplish. But see, then you have objectives. Objectives are concrete attainments that can be achieved by following a certain number of steps. So they're more concrete attainments. And you have to have a certain number of steps to reach an objective. So you see the difference here? There's nothing wrong with either one. It's just that an objective is more concrete. It's more certain. It's more pinpointed. It's more targeted than a goal. Now, because a goal is longer term. Now, I mean, the best way I can describe it is, say, in the game of football. Now, you know the goal is for you to score that touchdown. But your objective when you take that snap may be just to get that first down. Well, let's go baseball. The goal is to get to home plate, but you may need to go get on first base, get on second base, get on third base in order to do that. Does that make sense to you? I hope that it does. Now, does that mean that you don't want to hit the home run? Does that mean that you don't want to go to first place and score a touchdown? No, that doesn't mean that. But you have to have some realism and some expectations so that you don't get discombobulated in case it doesn't happen. That's where your objectives come in. Your objectives and your goals work hand in hand. But you can't put yourself in a situation to where you're reaching pie in the sky every time, because it just doesn't happen that way. You have to learn to identify your reality. You can't live in the world of Oz all the time. You have to actually live in reality sometimes. You have to understand that your goals and your objectives have to be something that you can put your hands on, that you can attain. Do they have to challenge you? Heck yes. They have to challenge you. They have to get you to step out of that comfort zone. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, but you have to make sure that you're in a zone and not in another world where you can't even work. So make sure that they have a reality, because you have to ask yourself, why are you really here? Is it just a dream? And if you notice, I've been talking about goals, I've been talking about objectives, but I haven't been talking about dreams. Do entrepreneurs dream? Yes, they dream. They're some of the best dreamers in the world. But entrepreneurs can quickly turn that dream into a goal and turn it into an objective, and then set aside a concrete plan of action to go after that target that they're aiming for. You're with me? Good, very good. So you have to ask yourself, why am I here? And then you have to ask yourself, what is my purpose? And is it realistic? You see, a lot of you have businesses right now, but you still don't have a purpose for your business. And that's why you're not making money. That's why you don't really have that many customers. You may have a skill. You may be able to cook real well. And you said, you know what? I'm going to open up a little shop, get a little truck, and sell food out of my truck. But is there a purpose behind it? Do you have something in mind? Was there a reason why you're doing that you can explain to other people that makes it so that your business is separate from other businesses? Do you have a purpose? Also, is it realistic? Is it realistic? Is it something that you can actually explain to someone and they can say, yeah, I get that. Wow, what a great idea. I wish I had thought of that. Or is it something they look at you and go, huh? Really? Is it realistic what you're doing, what you're talking about, what you're describing to people? Is it something that you can't really explain to anyone? It may not be that realistic. If it is, then great. If it isn't, you really need to check yourself. And are you working toward those goals and objectives? Ask yourself that question. You can have goals and objectives, you can put them on paper, you can explain them to people all you want to. But just like those frogs, you have to take action on it. Are you working towards your goals and objectives? You see, those goals and objectives aren't going to do anything by themselves. You have to put it into action. I always talk to people who are in businesses, and I'll ask who were in business, I should say, who are not in the business anymore. And I'll ask them, I say, are you still in that business? Are you still doing that? And they'll go, no, well, it didn't work for me. It didn't work out for me. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Has anyone ever heard anyone say that about their business? Or it could be their own business they started. It could be a network marketing business. They say, I hear it all the time from people. Maybe it's because of the field I'm in. Maybe you hear it too. But I hear people say, no, it didn't work out for me. And my response to them always is, business doesn't work for anyone. You actually have to work the business. You have to do it. The business is just that. It's the business. It's a thing. It's a concept. It can't do anything. You actually have to make it work. If you don't do anything, it doesn't do anything. So understand that your business is contingent upon you going to work and you taking action on it. So ask yourself, are you working towards your goals and your objections? Now, does your action take you in the right path? Which is another question you should be asking yourself. You see, your action is going to determine the public's reaction. So you have to ask yourself, is your action taking you in the right path for success in your business? You should be able to ascertain that answer very, very quickly when you look at your action. If it's not taking you in the direction you need to go for your business to be successful, you need to change the course of action. You need to change the course of action swiftly so that your business can move in the direction that it should go. Don't spend too much time looking at it just wondering, is this the right direction? You should be able to know that because your action should give you not just the reaction, but the result that you're looking for. If it's not giving you a result you're looking for, now it doesn't have to necessarily be on a grand scale when you're just starting that action, but it should give you a positive result. If it's not giving you a positive result, look at your actions and start changing your course of action. Now, I want to ask you, because a lot of you out there, as I mentioned to you, I want you to be goal getters and not goal setters. Some of you spend all day setting goals, telling everybody what your goals are, and be careful with that. Be careful with what you tell people because people will step on your dreams quickly, and guess what? Some people will steal your ideas. I always tell someone, be able to tell your dreams to people you can trust, be able to tell your aspirations to people you can trust, but don't just tell them to everybody. There's a quote that the recording artist George Clinton said. It says, mind your wants because there's someone that wants your mind. So be careful what you're telling people because someone may take your ideas and run with it. And then you'll be sitting there wondering what the heck happened. So just be careful with that. But I ask you one more time, are you a goal getter or are you a goal setter? Because if you can say that you're a goal getter, then you should be getting some results. Because some of you, and I'm going to step on toes with this, some of you are talkers. Some of you talk all day, which is why you don't mind people hearing about your goals and your dreams because you're not going to go get them. You just talk. You like to hear yourself talk. Some of you want to just let everyone know that you have a mind, that you can think of business ideas, but you won't go get it. And you're the ones that will watch everyone else get rich, and you'll say, oh, that was my idea. See, let me tell you something. There's a gentleman that I know, one of the great speakers that I know. His name is Martin Seka. Martin had a great story about his dad. You see, when Martin was a kid, he was growing up, and his dad created a device where they could tie a string to a pole, and Martin and his brother could play on it and hit the baseball, kind of like a tetherball type of thing. They'd hit the baseball around the pole, around the pole, around the pole, and have fun with it, and they just loved it that their dad created this. Well, Martin said that one day they were in the house watching television, and a commercial came on where they were showing one of these great baseball players was introducing this new device to help people get better at playing baseball. And guess what? It was just a remodeled version of what his dad had thought of. And they said, Dad, you could be a millionaire. And his dad said, yeah, I could. You see, if you're a person that talks about your dreams, that could end up being you, and you could be highly disappointed. Now, fortunately for Martin's dad, Martin turned out to be very successful, and he's making sure that his family is taken care of. But what about you? What about your family? What about your dreams? What about your goals? What about your objectives? Are you actually doing something about it, or are you just a talker? Are you someone that everyone looks at and says, oh yeah, that person talks about this, they talk about that? Are you going to watch someone else take your goals, take your ideas, take your dreams and turn them into their reality while you sit back and watch? You see, people who take action are rewarded when they take action. People who take action are rewarded when they take action. So I urge you, take action right now. Not yesterday, not the day before, not tomorrow, not a month later. Take action right now. You have an idea in your head right now. You have a business already in your mind, in your thoughts. You got to take action right now. You have some dreams, some goals, some things that you've even written down, but you got to stop setting them and go get them. You got to do it right now. So, as I say to you all, don't just settle for being awesome. Set your goal to awe them all and take action.